Hello, I'm Gareth A Davies, and this is the Championship Rounds for Pitch Boxing, where I bring you all the interviews from the combat sports world. Enjoy. Well, the funny thing is, just as I began the record button, the dog barked.
I got treats right here.
You got treats for the dog, yeah. You've got two, haven't you?
I have three now. After the last fight, I took my ass to the pound and said, "Give me the oldest dog you have. I'm gonna take it the great last 2 years of its life."
What is it about you and dogs then?
I don't know. I love animals. I've always loved animals. And then I just become a dog person over the years. I got Luna, my first one, about 5 years ago,
And
and
what's Luna? What is Luna? Breed?
Luna is she's a shepherd mix. We don't know.
Oh, gorgeous. Never leaves your
They're all
side. Yeah.
they're all rescues, so they're all from the pound. We don't know exactly what they are, but she wanted a friend, so I got her Moose, who's a black-mouthed cur mix, looks just like her. And then I went and I got Otter. That's after the last fight.
What's that? So Moose?
Luna, Moose, and Otter.
Luna.
Luna,
Moose,
Moose,
as in the animal.
and then Otter as in the animal.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. So you call two dogs a moose and an otter. Okay.
I almost named Luna Rabbit, and I would have had a rabbit, a moose, and an otter, and I'm so mad at myself, but whatever. Life goes on.
Do you identify with an animal yourself?
That's a good question. No, but I should know the answer to that question. If I were an animal, what animal would I be? I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. What if you were an animal, what animal would it be? Because I want to be the first person to not just to ask you that, to also get the answer. Because it means
Okay,
that the next person that speaks to you, you'll have thought about what animal you are.
no, I'm gonna think about it. In the next interview we do, you'll have an answer.
Yeah, but don't give it away to anyone else,
I
please. I want that as an exclusive. Do you identify, though, if I can ask you this, is there an animal element to being a fighter?
I would, well, considering that I don't fight off emotion, I'm more of like a tactical technician, and that's just how I was trained. That's how Coach Al has trained me. Um,
You're a big cat then, aren't you?
I guess I'd be more of a tactical animal, not like a lion, but more so, um,
Like a jaguar.
yeah. I got to think about it, but something along those lines.
You,
Yeah.
you're engaged. I can tell you're interested in that. Yeah. No, but what I mean, Mikaela, to get to the point of it is when I mean, every fighter has a warrior spirit, and we've seen that from you in several fights. Particularly Baumgarten and was it Hamadouche that was a brutal
Yeah.
fight? Yeah, it was brutal. Um, do you is there a switch in you? Are you more than do you have different personalities in that way, do you think?
I definitely think I have a few personalities, but when it comes to fighting, um, like I said, I don't fight off a ton of emotion. So I tend to stay pretty calm going into a fight, and it's really just about strategy. And like I said, that's really not by choice. That is more so how I've been brought up. That's
Yeah.
how coach trained me. He's a technician, he's a strategist, and that's what he's always instilled in me. So, that's how I fight, just really level headed and cool, calm, and collected.
And we've spoken about this before though, but you've got that social media personality that comes out as well in you, which is slightly different to the you I know in person.
Yeah.
Is that
Also,
business? Is that unemotional as well? Is it strategic as well? Or is that because I would say that your social media personality can be quite brutal.
oh. I think I've actually cooled down a lot
Okay,
lately on
okay.
social media. I've cooled down a lot, and not for any particular reason. It's just I've become a little bit more introverted over the years. But I used to definitely be a little bit more wild on social media. Now it's more of a marketing tool. I'm a little bit more reserved on there. I don't show everything about my personal life, but I did start an OnlyFans, so I'm trying to open up a little bit more with that and just
Yeah.
show my day to day. But God, social media is just so consuming, and I know how important it is. It's just free marketing, and it's extremely important building your brand. But
Promotion is huge in boxing, isn't it? It's huge. It's
yeah.
huge.
But it can also be draining. So I don't spend all my time on social media
Can,
anymore.
can I just ask you about the OnlyFans? Because that's an interesting development in the last 6 months. And I mean, I've never been on an OnlyFans site of anyone, and you started it, and I kind of, without asking the details, I know it's been very helpful for you financially, and
Yeah.
is it like you said, even though you're quite introverted, I've never thought of you as introverted, but
Oh, that's extreme, but I feel like compared to what I used to be, I've become
yeah,
a little more introverted. I still wouldn't call myself an introvert.
you wouldn't, or you would.
I wouldn't call myself an introvert. I've just become more introverted. So
Yeah.
not as out there. But
So what is the OnlyFans? Are you showing about your fighting life and your and what you do in training and
yeah,
and details that perhaps are stories? Maybe I don't know. What are you showing of yourself?
recently, because I recently launched it and I'm in training camp, it's been a lot of training camp stuff. So I hired a videographer to sort of capture what goes on in the gym and stuff, which I've been wanting to do that for a long time. So, getting the sponsorship with OnlyFans sort of just pushed me to get on top of it. And it's great because I'm getting in all types of content, with Coach Al, who is getting older, and he turns 80 this year. I don't know how many training camps I'll have left with him. And it's just been really fun to just capture a lot of the stuff that people don't normally see, or maybe I haven't had time to really show. So that's where it's at right now. But obviously I'm not always in training camp. So things will change, and we'll see how as I go. But I'm always doing things. Like I don't stop. Even when I'm not in training camp, I'm constantly on the go. I have weeks planned after this fight of things that I have to get done. So
What are you
yeah.
doing? What are you doing in that week?
I have to I got a big camping trip for my sister's birthday, where we're doing this big camping trip with all the dogs. So I got a road trip there.
Out in the
After,
wilds? Out in the wilds?
it's in Santa Barbara on a big farm, and they
Oh,
like,
nice. So cooking outdoors and
yeah, they put all these big teepee tents up, and so it's like
nice.
kind of but all the dogs and animals can come. So that'll be fun. And then I'm supposed to shoot a music video for the old guitar player in my band back in the day. She's the lead guitarist for Alice Cooper now and Demi Lovato, and she has her own music that she's come out with. So she wants me to star in her music video. So I got to go to LA to film that with her, which is going to be fun.
What are you doing in the music video? Are you singing? Are you playing?
No, she's sort of telling my story, my story of boxing through the video. So that'll be kind of cool to have. And gosh, then I have Jenny, my best friend. She fights in Houston on the 27th, so I got to rush over there and go support her. It's only her third pro fight. And then I got to head over to my boyfriend's his last XFL game is happening, so I'm gonna try and make it to that. Just so much going on.
So are you saying you were in a band before?
Yeah, you don't know this? You're a
No,
rock star.
I never knew that. Apologies. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, when I started playing bass when I was like 11, 12 years old, and long story short, ended up putting an ad out on Craigslist to join an all-girl rock metal band when I was 13.
Yeah.
And I did. I found a group of girls. We called ourselves Leah Fail. We went on 2 tours throughout the US, just in the back in the my friend's or my drummer's Toyota.
Seattle, you must have done.
Huh?
You must have done Seattle in that then. No?
In Seattle.
Did
But
you? You
on
didn't.
a scale. We did play Warp Tour a few times, so that was pretty fun. But which is a huge tour that happens here in the US. But yeah, it was really fun. And then remember when I fought Hamadouche, the guitar player who played during my walkout? That's Nita Strauss. She was my guitar player in the band, and now she's like killing it. She's like the best female guitar player in the
Could
world.
we could we have lost you to music then? And or did was Was music's loss boxing's gain then?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I'm such an extremist that when I was done with the music thing and for dumb teenage reasons, whatever, I was done. And I didn't do anything for a while. I sort of was like that rebellious teenager hopping around from high school to high school, not really focused in on anything. And that's when I sort of had that epiphany where I was like, what am I doing? I'm meant for so much more than this. Let me just start. I want to be successful. Let me start with something new. And
I
I walked
can't believe you gave up the music.
I was so young and I was like doing this long tour. It's so stupid. Like the boyfriend I had at the time was like, when you're young and these stupid relationships and guys or whatever.
It
And
happens when you get
I,
older as well. It's always
I
sacrifice and choices, you know?
oh, no, you don't know how to, put your foot down and you're just easily manipulated. And so I was just like, he was giving me a hard time about being in this band and doing all these things without him and blah blah blah. So I ended up just walking away from that. Then I walked away from him, and then I went on my little
And you
rebellious.
started beating people up.
Then I started beating people up. Yeah. But I just knew when I found boxing, I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to be the best in the world.
Do you obviously you can see my piano over there actually now. Do you ever regret not carrying on the music as well though?
No, I regret not keeping up and playing the bass, and I should probably
Yeah.
pick it. But no, absolutely. I mean, I don't know how far I would have ever gone in that. I mean, I think I'm whatever I commit myself to, I end up, you know, making making it in. I feel like I'm really dedicated in that sense, and like I see things through. But when I decide to stop, I just stop.
When do you still pick up the bass and have a play then?
I don't. When I moved out of my house, and went to go train for the Olympics when I was a teenager, my dad got rid of the bass. Some
Is
young
that
kid
10
came.
years then that you've not played really?
Long time. Oh,
Mm.
long.
Wow, I'm shocked and disappointed. I've got to say that.
Tell the rock star reporter that I was in a band.
I know, but there's something in me that's disappointed.
I can see it in your face and hear it in your voice. You're like, how did I not know this?
I am going to persuade you today to get back on it, you know?
Okay.
Get
Okay.
back on that bass.
Yeah,
Because
I
gift
just
I'm more than 20 years older than you, and I wish I had been doing that longer because let me ask you, is music very special in your life still?
um no, I mean, yeah, obviously I love music, but
But the
I
ship
wouldn't.
sailed, yeah? The ship has
Yeah.
sailed, yeah?
My boyfriend bought me a guitar
There
for
you go.
Christmas, but it's a guitar. Bass and guitar are so different.
Yeah.
Guitar is hard. So it's really pretty and it looks great in my house, but I kind of wish he would have got me a bass because I could pick that up and pick it right back up again.
But you're
Um
talking about promotional tools, right? And like, tell me what is bigger than being a rock bassist as well as, or a metal bassist as well as a kick-ass fighter as well, you know?
yeah, I don't know.
What's bigger than that? Anyway, look, I'm going to leave you in peace over that, right? I'm going to leave you in peace. But I will see you in person in Fight Week, and I'm going to get on your case about a little bit about. I'm going to get on your case about the bass, and that's going to be the line, yeah? I'm on your case about the bass. So we'll leave the music aside for one moment. We'll leave the dog talk and the animal talk aside. Do you know which animal you are? Again, we had a little pause there. Have you thought about which animal you are?
No, not yet.
You don't rush these things. It's like a
I'm not
chess game with you.
I can't give the wrong answer, so I need time to think.
Okay. Um, are you looking forward to coming to the UK? And has it been fun being around Joe Joyce in camp? And is he on your OnlyFans at times or not?
No, he hasn't been on my OnlyFans. But yeah, because first of all, I can see why everyone wants to train here in Vegas. It's a lot of fun. There's so
Yeah.
many gyms here. Everyone wants to do camp here. I'm like renovating a house out in Colorado because I thought that's where everybody wanted to do camp. And for a while they were. Shakur and Crawford, everyone was out there, but now everyone wants to do camp here. And so we moved camp here this time. It's been great. Joe Joyce, we've done a few workouts together, not a ton, but we know each other from the amateur days. He used to come out to Colorado with Team GB while I was with Team USA. So kind of cool to, be on a card together now as a pro. And yes, I love coming back to the UK. Like, people were probably concerned that I'd be discouraged from coming back to the UK, but I'm not. I did a ton of work leading into that Baumgartner fight, and I just want to continue the momentum. And I feel like I built a lot of fans there.
Yeah, you definitely did. Listen, I've been to Vegas, I don't know, for 25 years, maybe 100 times in total. It's an amazing place because that climate lends itself, doesn't it, to throwing open the doors in the morning. There's a vibrancy. It's a weird place. It is, of course, a mirage in the Mojave Desert in lots of weird ways, where the ghosts of gamblers kind of haunt the strip and all those kind of things. But it's a place where boxers and the fight sports world converges. So I imagine there's always sparring, there's always fight talk going on, and it's a melting pot in that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, and it's making the gym fun again a little bit for me, because I feel like being out in Colorado, there's not a ton going. It's just definitely a smaller town. It's usually just me and Coach Al and a few people working in the gym, and I'm grateful for that, for those years, because I got a ton of one-on-one training. I started late in life. I didn't have my first boxing fight till I was 18, so I've needed this one-on-one training, and I've had it. But now it's kind of fun to be back in the gym with a handful of different athletes and tons of different kinds of sparring, and it's just fun again. And yeah, I need it to be fun at this point.
Do you think at this stage in your career you're more appreciated in the UK than you are in America?
I think that the American market is still extremely hard, and as much as I've always had a goal of breaking through that market and helping to create one, um, it's a challenge. It's something that's going to take more than just my generation, like more than just my career. Top Rank has finally signed a second female, which is Sinisa Estrada, who is awesome, and I love her, and she's definitely helping. But it's going to take a little bit more time, so I'm doing the absolute best that I can. But in the meantime, I'm going to go capitalize on the UK market, where I'm embraced and it's already developed there.
Tell me about Christina Linardatou. Let's get into your fight on April the 15th. Copper Box is a small but very explosive arena. It was used for the Olympics in 2012. I don't know if you recall it at all.
I was
Where it is, but it's in that Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park.
Yeah,
In
I was definitely went to those fights. I was out in London as the sparring partner for the Olympian who won trials in 2012. But yeah, I'm excited. I like that it's a smaller arena and a little bit more personal. I think it'll make it really exciting. I plan on selling that place out. I think that me and Joe Joyce together can definitely do that. And yeah, I'm excited about fighting Linardatou. I wanted a top quality opponent, someone who is going to get me motivated and challenge me, and that's what I want at this
It's
stage
at
of my
lightweight, isn't it? It is at lightweight, yeah.
35, and she was willing to fight me at whatever weight that I wanted. But at this point, there's no point in me staying at 130 because I've already cleared out that division. The only fight I would stay there for would be Baumgartner, and she made it clear that she didn't want a rematch. So I'm going to continue on with my career, go challenge the girls in other divisions, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. And so now I have my eyes on the 135-pound champ. We know who that is.
We do indeed. Well, I'll ask you about that in a minute. Linardatou has only lost to Delphine Passoon and Katie Taylor. We'll come to Katie in a minute, who obviously you're referring to. She clearly, she's get 10 rounds with Delphine Passoon, who I know is another person you'd like to fight as well. Passoon's a really tough girl, the Belgian, and like she just brings it, doesn't she? That's what she wants. She just wants to tear up. She's literally going to tear up every time she fights. She's a fantastic character and a policewoman, of course, in Belgium. You know that, but she's been fun. It's been fun knowing her around the Katie Taylor fights. How do you approach? Because Linardatou's fought at what I call light welter as well, 140 pounds, doesn't she? So how do you approach this fight?
How do I what?
Approach this fight.
Well, like I said before, I come from a team of strategists. So obviously we've studied her. We know what she's going to do in this fight. She hasn't seemed to have switched up a ton in her past fights. She has her style,
Mm.
and she's aggressive. She's going to come forward, and she's going to bring out, I feel like, the best in me, because I do best with aggressive fighters. I really do. And it's not just because I want to box and move. You guys have all seen me sit in there and fight them back with their own game and dig to the body and make it an exciting fight. And so I think that Linardatou is gonna bring that out of me, and it's gonna be entertaining.
I wanted to ask you then about Katie Taylor. Obviously, a fight you want, and there's a group of you lining up to want to fight her. There's two more questions. We've got 2.5 minutes left on the Zoom recording. Do you think Taylor's taking a risk going up to 140? I think it is at 140. She's going to 140 to fight the undisputed champion in Chantel Cameron. Do you think that's a risky fight for her?
I think it's definitely a risk, but you know, that's what champions do. They take risks, and Katie Taylor has never shied away from a challenge. Even when she had a really close fight against Pursoon, which I believe Pursoon won that first one. She didn't shy away. She didn't run and say no rematch like somebody we know. She went, got back in the ring, and she redeemed her close fight. She beat Delphine that second time, I believe. So
You're right. You're right. And
yeah.
what happens when Cameron and Taylor go in the ring, in your view?
When they step in the ring together, I think it's going to be definitely an action-packed fight. Chantel is very aggressive and high punch count. Katie Taylor has a high punch count as well. But I see Katie boxing and moving the way she does. We'll see if Chantel can overwhelm her and hurt her, because that's what she's going to need to do to slow Katie down. It's hard to look past someone like Katie because she is so experienced and can adjust so well. She's been proven to adjust. Even if she's down, she comes back and she adjusts. But I think that Cameron has a very good chance of beating her. I don't know who's going to win that fight. And that's what I love. I love a fight where you don't know who's going to win, because that means it's a good matchup. It's not an easy fight, which we're seeing a lot of these days. This is a quality matchup.
Right, you've got a minute to tell me why you and Baumgardner, the rematch is going to happen at some point. Money.
I made it clear that I want the rematch. She made it clear she didn't, but I know they'll come knocking, because there's nowhere else she's going to get the money that she did to fight me. Now, Top Rank set the bar with that when they paid her, and now Eddie Hearn has the undisputed champion. That's what he wanted, and now he needs to pull this mega fight out of his back pocket, which I know he's thought about it, whether he says he has or not. And yeah, they'll come knocking. If not, whatever, I'm moving on. But I want to give that fight to the fans, and I'm here to negotiate if they want to.
It's always great to see you, Mikaela. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in Fight Week in London.
Thanks. You too.